Here's the thing. I promised myself when I had kids that I was never going to be a fat dad. And that is exactly what I've become. As part of a New Year's resolution, I weighed myself, and the result was not good. I haven't been this overweight since I was a kid, and back then I was picked on at school, which makes me even more self-conscious now. I just feel and look unhealthy. I reckon I'm about 25 to 30 kilos over my ideal weight. That's basically the equivalent of carrying both my kids around with me all day long, or a car wheel, or even 4 bags of shopping wherever I go.
Daddy, say how old you are.
How old I am? I'm 44 and in the worst shape I've ever been. I haven't always looked like this. This is how I looked just 5 years ago. That was before kids, and I was working out regularly. About 20 kilos I put on just during COVID, mainly from not walking or standing anymore. So now this is the new year, and I want to get in shape. I don't feel or want to do a diet. I don't think that will be enough. I don't just want to lose weight, I want to stop feeling crap and old. This is my last weekend of eating pasta. You don't believe me?
I support you in your endeavors.
I need a lifestyle change more than anything. I spent my first week getting into the headspace. I want to be strategic about this, planning how I would tackle my goal. My first thought was to go to the gym, but I'm way too out of shape, nor have the motivation or mindset to start exercising. Besides, I'm not really keen to be around sweaty men and women during COVID. No, the first thing I need to do is have a cleanse, then I can start with a clean slate. So I did 6 things. Firstly, I did the easiest thing and went to the health food store and bought a cleanse kit and vitamins to improve my metabolism.
It's disgusting.
Secondly, I changed my diet to just eating veggies during the week, with no grains. So no wheat, rice, or anything processed. I essentially went on a cross between a vegan and paleo diet. Now, I love food and family dinners. So I saved 1 day a week to treat myself with the food I love. No sweets or junk food though. 3, alcohol. Now that is a hard one. I love my whiskey and wine, but for the time being I cut that out too. Fourthly, I started to drink 3 litres of water per day. 1.5 litres as soon as I woke up, 750 mils at lunchtime, and another 750 before going to bed. That was really hard and took a couple of days to get to the quantity. It also was inconvenient in other ways. 5, no night eating. That was the toughest thing of all. Then finally was the big one. I got the crap sucked out of me. Yes, I went and got a colonic. That was really intimidating, but a friend of mine recommended it. Looking at the health benefits, it sounded like exactly what I needed. So I sucked it up, so to speak, and went and got it done.
Relax.
Yes. And now you can check.
I cannot say it was a pleasant experience, but I did feel better afterwards. A lot lighter and less bloated for sure. But what was really interesting is that I learnt that 70 to 80% of your immune system resides in your large intestine. And even more alarming was that 95% of serotonin, i.e. your happy hormone, is produced by your colon. So when you're backed up, so to speak, it stops the production of serotonin. So I'm hoping that this process not only helps me with my weight loss ambitions, but helps me with some of the depression I've been feeling over the last 12 months.
How many kilos?
105.
So last time was 110.
110. I've lost 5 kilos in 2 weeks.
Yay! Good. That's excellent. How do you feel?
Good.
Hard work
Happy.
has paid off.
Happy. Look, 105.
I'm 6. Happy.
It is so rewarding to finally lose some kilos. They've only been going up during the last 5 years, and to see them go down is so satisfying. But there's a long way to go. Firstly, I set a goal. I've not worn a suit since Corona started, and trying them on was embarrassing. Here is my old belt. This is where I was, and now I cannot even put it on. Trying on my old clothes was a bigger eye-opener on how much weight I've put on, far more than standing on a scale. So my goal now is to get back into my expensive suits and take my fiancée out for a romantic dinner. Now feeling fresher and lighter, I can start changing my habits. The usual adage for losing weight is move more and eat less. Working from home during COVID has meant sitting on my ass in front of a computer for as long as 12 hours a day, with the only exercise being the walk from my desk to my fridge or bathroom. I feel sloppy in my movements as well, and when I eat, it's not for enjoyment anymore. I just chomp and swallow. So I decided to revamp my habits on a micro level, clean up my day-to-day attitude towards moving and being. I can't go to the gym yet because Omicron has resulted in the gyms being locked down again. So here's what I'm doing instead. Firstly, I threw away all of my chairs in my home office to force me to stand the whole day. I've had a standing desk for years and only used it for the first couple of days I got it. So now, no more sitting even if I want to. It was insanely hard to kill the constant temptation of sitting after decades of lounging in office chairs, but after a while it became easy. Secondly, I started to chew my food. Be more present and slow with my consumption of it. In a macrobiotic diet, they recommend you chew every bite at least 50 times. This was great and meant I got satisfied with eating less, even bored with big meals. The quantity of food I ate dropped dramatically. Thirdly, COVID has meant I don't walk anymore. Most days during COVID, I reckon I would walk just a couple of hundred steps per day. So now I'm counting my steps and actively schedule long walks with family and friends with the objective of meeting the magic 10,000 steps per day. Also, if I can avoid it, no more elevators, escalators, and no more scoots or public transport. Fourthly, to count my steps, I bought an Aura smart ring. What was alarming is that with my standing desk, I was averaging a couple of thousand steps just shuffling around during a normal workday. 10,000 steps all of a sudden was easy. Well, easier at least. Most weeks my average was nearly double. The ring also helps me with monitoring my well-being as a whole with additional features such as meditation, workout, sleep, heart rate and stress levels. Finally, I sucked in my gut and tried to stand up straighter in an upright posture, even when sitting. Also, like in Pilates, I tried to flex my abdomen muscles throughout the day. Hey Vienna, how much do you weigh, sweetie?
How much?
102.
How much was the cost?
Well, 110, so...
Oh, wow. Aren't you doing it a bit too speedily?
Nope.
Was it a month ago? 100 and...
So that's a kilo a week. Is that right? 1 month. No, that's 2 kilos a week.
That's a bit too much.
Below
I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. 418 kilojoules or kilocalories per 100 grams. But so yeah, the carb thing, I was just starving for carbs and I think it was really messing with my head or my body some way. But I'm proud of myself still because I didn't eat those. These look so good. And then I also didn't eat gluten, so the wheat that the bread that I ate was actually oats. So little wins, night eating, but no chocolate, no gluten.
I am only human. I have my blowouts but try to limit them to 1 day a week. The problem is I have this constant feeling of hunger I cannot shake, and no matter what I do, I cannot kill my desire to night eat. Overall, I'm a miserable vegan. No carbs and just eating veggies during the week is messing with my head. When I found myself one night craving for fats so much that I was eating a block of parmesan like it was an apple, I knew I needed to change my diet. My weight loss might not be as rapid, but I decided to shift more towards a proper paleo diet 6 days a week with lots of fats and no grains with one cheat day. To curb my night eating, I filled the fruit bowl with lots of fruit so that I could better avoid the temptation of eating other delicacies. To stop the hunger, I also started to have power shakes. I went to the health food store and bought a whole range of powders from protein to spirulina to mixed super greens, and with 2 bananas and a raw egg, that was my lunch and breakfast. Even if I'm not so convinced on the health benefits, I also started to have the occasional bulletproof coffee when the hunger got really bad. They're cool though. They are espressos with butter and coconut in them. According to paleos, it lines the stomach with fats to cure the hunger cravings. Don't touch it, sweetie. I still haven't broken the 100 mark. I'm 101.
How much was last time?
That's disappointing because
Oh, come on, it's almost time. But how much was before?
102, so in 2 weeks I've just lost a kilo.
Still, it's going down.
I cannot say I wasn't disappointed. I was hoping to continue losing 2 kilos a week, but that's unrealistic. They say in a normal healthy weight loss regime, you should only lose half a kilo a week anyway, so I shouldn't complain. Either way, I just physically cannot eat another broccoli and spinach anymore. Even the thought just makes me want to throw up. The gyms are finally open again, but it's taken me several weeks to work up the courage to go. I know it's going to be bad, not to mention finding the time between work and family, but it's something I need to do if I'm going to continue to lose these kilos. So I just went, and it was pitiful. I couldn't even do one pull-up and I was back to doing the little boy weights again. But it's a start, and that's what counts. When you're a parent and use mornings and evenings for family time, finding a slot to do exercise is tough. So I scheduled 3 days a week where I've arranged all of my meetings to start at 10 a.m. So I take my daughter to school and have a session before work starts. This is what taking a child to school looks like, Finnish style. Okay, here we go. Magic, am I under 100 or not?
Yes, you are. I guess. I think you will. Yes, I can see from your face, yeah. How much?
98.
Excellent.
We're gonna have a glass of champagne.
Congrats!
Glass of champagne. Look out here, 98.
98. Oh, congrats.
98. So that means I've lost 3 kilos in 2 weeks. Yay, sweetie! Yay, Danny! Yay for Danny!
A milestone.
Hey! This time I was really confident and looking forward to the weigh-in. I'd been training really hard and eating really well. I felt great and hoping that it will show on the scales. Okay.
Nonni? How much?
98, so I haven't gone anywhere.
How much was last time?
98.
Okay. alright?
I don't know, I'm going to the gym again. Maybe it's, I don't know.
Maybe you're building a muscle.
Okay.
Well, good result anyway. Well done. Let's clap.
Yay. The scales are one indicator, but that's all they are. I'm not going to let the figure deter me because for the first time in as long as I can remember, I can put my belt finally back on. This is where I want to be by the end of this journey. I'm really in two minds about this weigh-in. I'm feeling a lot healthier for sure, but I've hit two walls. Firstly, I had a massive sugar blowout. 3 months without eating sweets and going strong until it was my daughter's first birthday. Even though I have cheat days, I've been staying away from all forms of sugar. But on that day, I took it to the extreme, eating almost half a cake on my own. But that does not mean I've quit my diet. I'm still fed up with being overweight and I'm not going to stop now. I had to throw away another pair of jeans due to the excessive friction of my oversized legs. I seem to be replacing my jeans every 6 months or so, and I want that to stop. The other thing is I happen to stuff my neck going to the gym, so I've not been able to go, either over eagerness or just getting old. I have, however, moved one more belt buckle on my belt, so it might be that I have actually lost weight, but let's see. Can you please get up? I just need to say this. You know, after I do that.
97. Happy?
It all started with some cake, then half a cake, then more than one cheat day per week. What made it worse was Easter, which became like a cheat week. I managed to dodge the Easter eggs, but that didn't mean I didn't eat everything else. I did, however, manage to dodge my eldest daughter's birthday cake this time, as she also had a birthday in between. But what I notice is happening is I'm starting to play games in my head. For example, is mayonnaise really a bad thing for my diet? It has eggs in it, so I ate a whole bunch of mayonnaise. Or peanut butter, that has nuts in it, which are good for me, right? So one night I was eating it straight out of the jar. Another good one is eating 5 or more bananas a day because it's fruit, which must be healthy. Then comes exercise, where I've been afraid to go to the gym because I didn't want to risk hurting my neck again. But I know it's really fine enough to go back and do something. That is how the last month has gone. Excuses, fables, and lying to myself, and I'm sure it will reflect on the scales. It really is pathological too, because I know I'm lying to myself. I know it's hurting my goals and dreams, but I'm doing it anyway. Why? I cannot answer that. I did not even bother doing a 14-week weigh-in, but now let's see where we are after a month. My brain says that I haven't lost anything, but still I'm hopeful because no matter what, this diet thing is painful, and that must count for something. 27.
Okay.
That's it. The same weight as before, and despite losing 12 kilos in the first 2 months, I've only lost 1 kilo in the last 3 months. Something's not right.
Good.
Summer is finally here, if you can call it that, in Finland, and I really switched things up. I cracked the shits with going nowhere. 3 months and barely no results, and every time I let myself down, I got more depressed and unmotivated, which resulted in eating more, and the rabbit hole got bigger and bigger. That's why I skipped the last couple of weigh-ins. I was just too embarrassed. Too many rules weren't working for me. So I quit my diet, I quit the gym, and I quit feeling guilty. Don't get me wrong, I haven't quit the goal of losing weight. I'm just doing things very differently. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and 6 months is only the halfway mark. Despite everything, I'm feeling good, happier, and I've even dropped another belt buckle. But how's that possible? I'm not exactly sure, but we'll see what the scales say. Okay, this is it. Have I gone up or down?
How much was it before?
It was 97.
Down.
Down? Crap. 92.
Yeah.
So that's 5 kilos in 4 or 5 weeks. So 6 months I've lost 18 kilos and 5 not going to the gym. I couldn't be happier to be back on track, and this time it was easy. This is what I've been doing. Firstly, every morning I have a lemon and baking soda drink. I used to do this years ago every day. It's said to kickstart and boost your metabolism and dissolve any undigested food in your stomach. Secondly, for right or wrong, I've given up going to the gym. As soon as I started, my weight loss stunted and stopped. So that made me think that maybe it wasn't such a good idea. I guess if I was sitting on a treadmill for an hour a day, it would help, but weights just made me feel hungrier and the night eating got out of control. Everyone says do cardio to lose weight, but I honestly hate doing cardio. And I just got hungrier and hungrier, craving all sorts of stuff. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to work out that your body needs fuel when you exercise. And you have to get that fuel from somewhere. Starving myself of carbs and trying to work out wasn't adding up. So I figured I would try not to go to the gym until I hit my weight goal first. Thirdly, I ditched the power shakes. They have a lot of calories in them, and I think that some of the ingredients, such as the creatine, was causing me to retain water more than promote the burning of fat, which in a paleo diet is quite high. Instead, I bought some kelp tablets. I take 2 each morning. Kelp's a natural product that helps regulate your thyroid and stimulate weight loss. When I was in my best shape, I used to take kelp, and whether it works or not, I'm taking them again. Finally, I stopped the paleo diet and shifted to more an intermittent diet of 16 hours fasting and 8 hours eating. By not going to the gym, I'm not as hungry, so I eat small meals in between my eating hours. I wouldn't call this a diet because all you do is control the time you eat, not what you eat. By maintaining a slow eating pace and chewing everything until it's liquid before swallowing, my meals keep getting smaller and smaller, and I'm eating far less frequently. I also eat a lot more variety of food, which makes me happier. So now I eat cleanly, with as little grains and fat as possible, but don't deny myself of anything. Cheat days are also less crazy that way, and I don't feel I need them like I used to. I also don't feel guilty if I have a spontaneous burger or takeout either, as long as it's within my eating time. Smash burgers are so much better.
Happy birthday.
Definitely no sugar though, not even on cheat days unless it's a special occasion. That gives me something to look forward to, and I hope that way I can avoid the Ben & Jerry's blowouts or crazy night eating binges that were starting to creep into my life again. All in all, after 6 months, I can't complain. We're at the halfway mark. If it goes this well for the next 6 months, I'll be laughing. I've gone from obese to overweight, and the next 6 months is about getting lean. If I think about it, 18 kilos is the weight of my 5-year-old daughter, or a backpack filled with camera equipment.
Do you like my new beautiful backpack?
Really nice.
Yep, hard to believe that just 6 months ago I was carrying that same weight around with me every day. So I'm feeling pretty proud. But the next conundrum is I'm going away on holiday to Australia for a month-long road trip. So I'm not sure if I can keep up the clean eating. More likely service station pies, pub meals and dinners out the whole way. Not to mention my mother's home cooking. But let's see what comes of that. Thanks for watching. There's a lot more to come. For those of you that are Porsche fans, the next video is of my road trip back to Australia, which definitely didn't go as planned. Then will come part 2 of this series. So subscribe to stay tuned. If you really like this video, you can also buy me a beer or dinner on the BeRare.tv website. So you know, doco series like these don't make any money on YouTube, so that would really help me out in continuing these videos. The links are down below in the description. See you soon, Lars.